first things I wanted to talk about today is just to remind everyone to register for the conference. As a poster presenter, you receive a $200 discount. The discount code to receive those savings is iPosterSessions. If you have any questions or you run into any issues with using that code, you can certainly contact the National Council and we'll be happy to help you. As I already mentioned, NatCon17 will be at the Washington State Convention Center, and this is the first time the conference will be at a convention center, and also the first time we're having a conference in Seattle. So we're very, very excited to be bringing the conference to Seattle. Just a word of advice, please wear comfortable walking shoes. There's a lot of walking. We have various hotels that are nearby, but we'll be doing a lot of walking at the convention center. And if you forget to bring your comfortable walking shoes, feel free to stop by one of our exhibitors. It's Aerosols, and they will be selling shoes, and they'll have a good inventory of various sizes and styles. So we want you to proceed with not only registering for the conference, but also making your hotel reservations. Most of the hotels are almost full, but we do have some rooms that are opening up. If you have any difficulties, again, please call on us. We can help find a room for you if you still need one. At this time, I want to take a moment just to congratulate you all for being selected to present your proposal as a poster presentation. Posters receive just as much visibility as our workshops and our lunch and learns. They're simply presented in a different medium. And it was a very competitive process this year. We received over 500 submissions, and believe it or not, we only had room for about 160 sessions. So you should be proud and feel good that your presentation was selected to be a poster. Something we're very excited about this year is our partnership with iPosterSessions. This is going to be a great opportunity to make your poster interactive and use high-res images and charts and diagrams. Whatever content you feel is necessary to present your research in the detail that it deserves. Also want to tell you that we have a great area that's just outside of the Solutions Pavilion. It's on the 4th floor of the Washington Convention Center, and that's where the poster sessions are going to be situated at the conference. So we know that you'll get some good foot traffic and high visibility in that area. In terms of scheduling, right now we don't have specific dates or times, but the sessions are going to be scheduled for Monday, April 3rd and Tuesday, April 4th. So we should have some details in the next week or so in regards to specifics about where your poster will be situated. But just know that you'll get some good visibility, great traffic. Posters will be located on the 4th floor, just outside of the Solutions Pavilion. And posters will also be promoted in our program booklet, on the website, of course, in the conference app, and of course, promotional emails. So that's all I really had to say as far as just a message from the National Council. I also wanted to introduce you to our poster guide for NatCon17. Her name is Daisy Burbico. She's our Director of Addiction. She's been with the National Council for 8 years. And I also provided her phone number and email should you have any questions from this point forward. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Isaac and Rick, and they can go into more details about iPosterSessions and the designing of your posters.
Hi everyone, and welcome to this overview of the iPosterSessions system. We're going to do this in 3 parts. First part is at the event. We're going to take a look at the screen setup and just basically how people access the posters on the screen. Then we're going to take a closer look at the screens themselves and see how people can move through your content and view your texts and your images and your videos. And then we're going to finish up with working with the template editor itself. How do you create your iPosters online? So let's go to the event. We've got some images here from some previous conferences. You can see here that your posters are accessed on high definition screens. They're 1920 by 1080, so you'll get extremely good image quality. People can scroll through the content. When they click on images, they'll expand to the full size. Here you see people scrolling through the content. They're large enough so that a number of people can stand around the poster and either listen to you or browse on their own. Here's someone about to click on a button to play a video. So again, these are multimedia posters. We encourage you to use as much imagery as possible to tell your story and to use large format images that will expand to fill the screen so that people can really see your work in all the detail that you have. Let's take a closer look at one of these screens, the gallery screen here. This is what it looks like when you get to the conference. Some instructions for visitors on how to maneuver through the screens. All of the posters are here. You just scroll through it and you can see who did what categories, poster title. Up here at the top, you can choose your topic areas that you're interested in. This will be slightly different at your conference, but the idea is the same, that you can filter according to certain filter criteria. You can also search by name, and when it's time for you to present your poster, you just type in your name up there, and then your poster will be here. You click on the poster, and it'll expand to fill the screen, and you can start to look at the content. One of the first things you'll see is that you're not limited to the size of the content box here. You can scroll through the content. So again, you can put up as much content as you feel is necessary to present your research in the detail that it deserves. When you click on a content box, it'll expand. When you click on an image, it will expand. So use the largest images you can. They will automatically resize to fit in the content box, so you don't have to worry about reducing the size so that it'll work within the columns themselves. Here's the video. We'll get into how you load it up a little later on, but videos will expand to full screen. So let's back up. I'll show you another use of video. You saw some photomicroscopy there. Here's someone who's used some video to document a procedure. So video is a really good way to document your research. Other authors do interviews with videos. They're especially powerful ways of presenting your research. So that's what it looks like at the conference itself, but as you see, we're looking at it online right now, so it's also what it's like during the conference, either with your visitors looking at your posters from their laptops on site or in their hotel rooms. They can also view them on their cell phones. They can view them on tablets, both during and after the conference. And one of the powerful aspects of this is that down in every poster there's a contact author button. So even if you're not there, even if they are viewing it outside of the conference area or browsing when you're not standing in front of your poster, they can still contact you and ask for more information, ask to set up a meeting. So when you're at the conference, check your email. There may well be some people who want to meet you and get some more information about your research. So how do you make these posters? Let's take a look at the beginning of the process, really. You've gotten some letters of invitation from us, and with a link to this login page and your username and a password. So you just enter those. And you will come to the welcome page. Now, there's been some information in the letter of invitation you got. I know all of you don't always read all of the instructions, but I hope you take the time to do so. There's some valuable general information and some specific things that you should be aware of about the kinds of images that you can load up. Also, some basic system requirements. Nothing unusual. Windows 7, 8, 10, Mac OS. Please load the latest version of Internet Explorer or Firefox, Chrome, or Safari. If you're having any problems at any time, we have a quick guide and we have a help desk with FAQs. Please check these if you're having any trouble. Most of the questions you have will be covered there, and you'll get a very quick response. We're always available. You'll see a link to our support desk, and we're happy to help you, but most of the time you'll get quicker results just by clicking on the quick guide or FAQ. It may take us a few hours to respond, and there's no need to hold up your work just to wait for us. So use those. You'll also find on your letter of invitation and here an email address should you be having any problems with firewalls or anything that you're having a hard time logging in. Contact us through this and we'll help you. Could be a local firewall that you have. So the next step is to choose your poster. Now, if you've been authorized to create more than one poster, you'll see them all listed here with the name of the poster and your abstract number. If you're only doing one, you'll actually skip this stage and you'll go right to the template chooser. You'll see that we have 3 basic templates. There's a 3-column template with 5 content boxes, a 4-column template with 6 content boxes, and a template with 7 content boxes. Think about your research, take a look at the number of content boxes you have, and choose the one that you think will best suit your research. So let's choose one here. The template will load, and this is what the number 2 template looks like. If you've been authorized to create more than one template, you'll see them up here and you can toggle between them. If you have only one poster to create, you'll just see this. Up here in the upper right hand corner is an information field. Here it just deals with the publishing deadline being the 1st of March. And here you'll also find out some additional information. So keep an eye out over here if there are any changes. Here on your right is the main toolbar, a button for designing your poster, adding some extra content boxes, support links, how to print poster, a preview button, a save button, a publish button, and a delete button. And then down here, you can open and close the menu. So now you can see the full field of your poster. Now, depending upon what the resolution of your screen is when you're working at it, you may not see the whole thing. But don't worry about that. You can always either adjust the size as I'm doing to try and get it all in, or just move back and forth using your mouse or your trackpad. So I'm going to open this a little bit now. I've got some content here that I'm going to start loading up. One thing to look at here while I've got it open is here's where you can either add logos or author photos. You just click on it. An image gallery field will open, and you'll see this on every time you want to add content. You'll see a field similar to this. You'll also see that all of the work with images are drag and drop. You can browse your computer as normal, but you can also easily drag and drop files here. I happen to have some author pictures here, so I'll just add some author shots. These can be authors, they can be logos. Let's add another one. So now we've got 2, and I'll add a third one. You can add as many as you want. Co-authors, pictures of your institution. Here's where you add the title of your research study. Down here, your name or any co-authors. And the name of your institution or institutions. Now, let me open this up again. You can at any time decide that you want to make some design changes on your poster, or you can start and enter all of your content. It's totally up to you. Doesn't matter what order you do things. You can also go in and correct spelling mistakes, like adding "and" your co-authors there. Let's look at the Design Your Poster button up here. Here you can add colors, you can change fonts and styles. Let's add some color to the background here. I can add a color gradient. I can add colors to the text boxes themselves. I can add color to the text box here. I can add color here. So you have a full range of colors to choose from, not only by using the regular colors here, but if you want to be more sophisticated and get a fuller range, you can apply colors this way using HSV. I can also just return by hitting reset. I can return all my colors to the default. If I want to add an image, I click here, and again I come to the drag and drop gallery. I've got a background image here. The background images need to be 1920 by 1080 pixels. They need to be full screen in order to fill up all of the space here. And if you'll see down here that you've got a reminder about this. So it should be 1920 by 1080 or larger. We'll scale it down if the image is too big. But now I've added a cellular background, and again, if I don't like it, I can just remove it that way. And I can do this either before or after I've added my texts. To add titles to the content boxes, you just click here and add your titles. And then to add content to the content boxes, just click here. Now you can, if you want to, you can just add the content directly here. Most of our authors are copying and pasting from existing documents. I have here over to the right just some lorem ipsum text, so I'll copy that and I'll paste it in here. And you'll see that now that I've added more content than can physically be contained in the space you see, it becomes a scrolling box. So again, you can add as much content as you feel is necessary. Let me open this up a little bit. You'll see the usual formatting tools up here. If I want to add a bold text, I can add color. And then I can also change the font size. We have a lower limit here to font size. It's 12 points. Some people who are used to working with paper posters are also used to using the tiniest font size possible in order to fit in as much content as possible in a finite box. These boxes scroll, so you don't have to worry about that. So we've set a bottom limit, and we know that this is a good size to be readable on the large format screens. The default size is 14, so if you want to use footnotes or anything like that, you can add the 12. Otherwise, you can add you can make it larger for additional headings within the content box. If you want to add an image, there's the Insert Image button up here. Please use this button to add images rather than just dragging and dropping it into the space here. This gives you much more editing possibilities. So I'll just drag and drop an image in. It's also much faster to use this. So now you've got an image there. So we'll add another image here. Let's add a table here. It's a good idea to make your tables and your diagrams and your graphics into images, even if you're making them in other programs, because what will happen is that they'll react as images and they'll expand when clicked upon. So let's take a look at the preview button and what that does. Right now, I'm not working in the high definition format that'll be at the conference itself, and most people aren't. And so I'm not getting a real picture of what it's going to look like at the conference. The preview button enables that. It'll show you the correct proportions. This is pretty much what it's going to look like at the conference. And you can test the functionality. You can test that when I click on an image, on a content box, I mean, it's going to expand to fill the screen. When I click on an image, it too will expand. Here's a table, which will also expand. So this is a way to make sure everything's working properly, but it's also a good way to rehearse your poster presentation so that when you get to the conference, you feel comfortable with working with the system. So use this before you arrive as a way just to practice your presentation. Let's go back to the template editor and see what happens here. I'm going to show you how to add a video. There's a Insert Video button up here, and when I click on that, the box opens and allows me to enter an embedding code. We use Vimeo and YouTube as our platforms for video because they stream extremely fast wherever you are. We ask you to upload your videos to Vimeo or to YouTube, and then copy the embedding code, which you'll find. I've got one down here. If you push the Save button on either of those services, you'll be able to access the embedding code, and you enter it here. You'll also find on the FAQ and the quick guide instructions on how to do that if you've never done that before. But now we have a video here, and let's take a look at the preview. Video's in there, and as you saw before, we can take a look at how it works. So that's the video function. Some of the other buttons that you'll find here, if you want to add your CV, you just click on that. Again, you can cut and paste. Let's add a little text here. You've got your usual formatting tools here. You can add an image of yourself if you want on the CV. Your abstracts may be preloaded. You can go in and edit your abstract, and we can just add some text here. And again, you can format as you wish. If you want to add disclosures, any kind of financial issues that might be relevant, you can add them here, and again, format them as you wish. You can also add an audio presentation, and this is a really cool thing. People who aren't around for your oral presentation, they have a chance to listen to you if you add your narration here. And what most authors do is they'll just record a narration on their mobile phones, download it to their computers, and then drag and drop it here. There's an FAQ and a quick guide on how to do it. So if we look at the preview button now, we'll see that there's a number of different buttons that have been added down here. Here's the audio presentation. Here's my CV. Here are disclosures, the abstract, and as always, the contact author button. I'll get to the print button in a moment. If you don't add these buttons won't be seen. Further down, here's an image gallery. Here are the images. If you click here, you'll see the images that you've loaded already. And taking a look at this brings up the question of deleting. If you've worked on your poster on a certain template and you decide after a while that after all you'd prefer another template, you click on the delete button, and what's going to happen is that all the content's going to disappear, and you'll go back to the template chooser and you'll choose a new template. You're going to have to add the texts again and format the texts, but all of the images that you've added are in the image gallery. So all you need to do is click on the image to enter it again. Again, you'll find FAQs and quick guides on that. The support buttons, quick guide, FAQ, and a sample poster are all here. There's a print button on printing your iPoster. I'll come to that in a second. And if you want to share your iPoster with anyone, you can share it either by copying this code into an email or using Twitter or Facebook. So that's pretty much a quick overview of how to work on your poster within the templates. I just want to take a look at a completed poster, a sample poster, which is accessible. There's a link to that on the support button. This will bring us to the print button. A normal print PDF of a poster like this would not show you all the content that's behind. PDF is really just a snapshot of the surface. So when you want to print your poster as an iPoster, it's not going to be just a picture of the surface. It's actually going to be a document that may well have a number of different pages. And it looks like this. So if we scroll through this now, you'll see that all the content is here, but it's a document rather than an interactive piece. So at the end of this all, you're going to have the possibility of showing your poster as a interactive poster or as a document. So that's about it. I hope you've enjoyed this presentation. You're welcome again to contact us if needed, if you need any help using the links that you've gotten. Again, please try use the quick guide in the FAQ first. Your answers will probably be found there. Thanks very much.
So if anyone has any other questions, as Rick has already mentioned, you can feel free to call or email us. I put some contact information on the screen that you see in front of you. If you have any technical questions, please contact Rick. And if you have any questions regarding the conference, feel free to send an email to posters@thenationalcouncil.org. Just want to reiterate how excited we are about having you as a poster presenter at our conference. And we're really excited about offering digital posters in partnership with iPosterSessions. So a big thanks to Rick and Isaac Podolsky. And we thank you for attending today's webinar and just appreciate your time. So if there are no other questions, or if you have some questions, as I said, just send us an email. But if there are no other questions, we can end this webinar right here.